2019, consider application 2019-13 for the Sanctuary Former Fellow Cluster Housing Subdivision with administrative conditions. Applicants Scarmazzi Homes, location O'Hare Road, R1, low density residential zoning district. The board granted conditional use approval on November 5th, 2018, and the subdivision plan received planning commission approval on July 18th, 2019.
I believe the developer's here to give a brief presentation, talk about the plan.
Hello, I'm Brian Metzler with P3 Global Strategies, 10 Emerson Lane, Bridgeville. We're here tonight to ask for final approval of the sanctuary. This plan came back in 18 as a conditional use permit, so we are being developed as a cluster housing development, which means, our lots are clustered together and we're maintaining 50% of the site as open space area. Throughout the process, we've worked closely with Gateway and some of the neighbors on where our common open space went, how we treated or landscaped that open space, and then spent a lot of time on the stormwater management facility and how we conveyed that storm drainage from the site across 980 to the creek. So I believe we have addressed all the comments in Dan's letter. I think maybe Dan wants to speak a little bit. I think the last remaining item was the cul-de-sacs and the cul-de-sac width.
Yeah, as the board is aware, there's a conflict between the Unified Development Ordinance and the fire code. In the review from the fire code official, there's a requirement for a 48-foot cul-de-sac, 48-foot radius cul-de-sac. So I've spoken to the developer tonight, and I believe he's prepared to install the 48-foot cul-de-sac to comply with the fire code. And I would just recommend that as one of the conditions tonight if you decided to move forward with approving the plan. Just one other thing to highlight here related to the plan, just so the board is aware for the next approval. There is a stormwater detention basin that will be constructed. Try to get a plan which has it better. There's a stormwater detention basin that will be constructed in this area. This will handle the entire development. If you recall, during the conditional use process, there were a number of residents that came out along 980 that had issues before related to flooding that occurs related to this property. All this water will now be controlled, put into a pipe, and then be conveyed to the PennDOT catch basin along Route 980. The next item on your agenda, if you consider this, would be acting as the applicant for this permit for the pipe to go into the PennDOT system, as we discussed before, along with the maintenance agreement. So I just wanted to highlight that for you. And then, Brian, do you want to talk about the Konitsky property and the landscaping along there, just so the board understands that too?
I'm going to turn it over to Paul Scarmazzi.
Paul Scarmazzi, 701 Mission Hills Drive, Cecil. We did talk with Kathleen, who is, I don't know exactly the location here. She has a large contiguous parcel next to the property. It's her bird sanctuary. It's one of the sanctuary. She's been in several meetings, and I met with her to go over the landscaping and the trees that we're planting along that entry area. She was very satisfied with that, just so we have that interaction and discussion with Kathleen.
Great, thank you.
That's all.
And I think we're happy to answer any questions that you have, but tonight, we're seeking final approval, with the condition that we meet the fire code on the cul-de-sac and we obtain the HOP permit from PennDOT.
Any questions by the board?
Yeah, I have a question. This drain, you dump all that water on that farmer on the other side of 980?
What we are doing, there's an existing culvert pipe that crosses under 980.
I understand that.
So we're connecting to that, and a requirement of this project is to essentially over-detain by 30% of the storm drainage runoff. So we calculated what runoff this site generates as the field and the meadow condition that it is today, and we're holding back the water and releasing it at 70% of that rate.
Yeah, but that poor guy already has a water problem, and you're gonna dump more water on him? Why can't you take it to the stream?
Mr. Flair, Elder
If you
Statute.
wouldn't mind, Mr. Scarmazzi, just going with
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
All due respect, as Brian said, we are over detaining actually, so we're taking condition that existed before and we're actually making it better. We did that, it was extensive in terms of what the township engineer required to do due to the extraordinary weather that we've encountered over the years. So it is over design. It's as much as we can do.
Thank you. Any other questions by the board? Do I have a motion?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
5-0.
Thank you.
151, 2019, I'm sorry, 150, 2019. Consider the request of Scarmazzi Homes for Cecil Township to act as agent for the Highway Occupancy Permit for the storm sewer pipe within the PennDOT right-of-way of 980 Road for the sanctuary development upon execution of the required maintenance agreement.
As I described to you before, that's for the offsite storm sewer that we just looked at on the plan. It's similar to the one that was just requested for the other property along Cecil Hendersonville Road. The township will act as the applicant on the permit because that's what PennDOT requires, but the developer will have the maintenance responsibility of the pipe.
Any questions by the board? Do I have a motion?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
5-0. 151, 2019. Consider application 2019-21 for the Doodle Bugs at Southpointe Land Development Plan with administrative conditions. Applicant Horizon Properties Group LLC, location Town Center Boulevard, Special Development Zoning District. The plan received Planning Commission approval on August 15, 2019.
I believe I saw Mark Kuntz and somebody else from Horizon here.
Good evening. My name is Brandon Miles. I'm here on behalf of Horizon Properties. We're here requesting preliminary and final land development approval.
Can you hold the microphone up a little bit for some reason?
Sure. Is that any better?
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. For our proposed Doodle Bugs Child Learning Care Center facility located off of Cecil Drive in Southpointe. And
I still can't. Can you hear?
Sorry. Is that any better?
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of have to, it's
Alright.
tricky. You got to hold it.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
What we've brought up on the screen is a brief conceptual elevation of the proposed building front facade. It is a two-story facility, about 14,000 square feet, that will service students from 6 months of age to 12 years. As I said, it's located off of Cecil Drive on approximately a 2-acre site behind the Med Express facility. I do have Ed Moore here from Shuffler Engineering if you have any questions in regard to the site plan. I'll open up any questions. Okay, sure. Sure. When we made our application for the land development approval, the fire marshal did come back and requested that we implement a cul-de-sac at the end of the parking area to permit fire truck turning radius, which we've done. We've incorporated that into the plan. So I believe we have satisfied all of his concerns with the plan. I believe we've satisfied all the other comments that we received from Gateway Engineers. I will tell you, as of today, we did receive the SPOA to approval for the development, so we can provide documentation for that as well.
Yep, Dave addressed all my comments. The other issues were related to the ordinance requires that they provide, just as a part of your approval tonight, the ordinance requires that once the facility is licensed, they have to provide that to the township. That's in your ordinance. They need conservation district approval, V&S control plan, which has been applied for. That's right. They'll need a developer's agreement, SPOA to approval, as they just said, has been obtained. and then municipal authority has to approve the sanitary sewers. So if you consider this tonight, I would just recommend it based upon those conditions that I just read.
Any questions by the board? Do I have a motion?
So with those 5 conditions, Dan, just in the
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
152, 2019, consider application 2019-22 for the Kapton Plan Lots Number 2 subdivision, applicant Virginia Regner, estate of Teresa H. Kapton, location Coleman Road, R1, low density residential zoning district. The plan received planning commission approval on August 15, 2019.
Yeah, I believe the developer surveyor is here, but I'll quickly outline this for you, and then if there's any questions, we can refer to him. But this, sorry about that. This plan is essentially a subdivision of the remaining lot. There's already been 2 lots subdivided, lots 1 and 2. Lot 3 encompassed this whole parcel right here. They're now subdividing off another 10 acres, which they're calling Lot 3R. There's an existing structure on there that will be raised, and they note that on the plan. And the remaining existing house that was a part of the mother tract is still here on Lot 4. So what they're proposing tonight, again, is this is 10 acres. And the only condition here is they've made application for the planning module, but it's not been approved yet. This will have on-site septic treatment, and they've made application for the planning module to the DEP. So any condition of approval tonight should be conditioned upon approval of the planning module by the DEP. They've approved it for the last couple of lots there. I don't anticipate any issues. They have a couple of sites that they've noted on the plan. So again, the surveyor's here if there's any questions.
I'm Troy Colsop with JR Gales and Associates. 27.
Sometimes the microphone works better. I'm so sorry. If you just hold it. It's tricky tonight. Thank you.
This good?
Yep, thank you.
I'm Troy Colsop from JR Gales and Associates, the surveyors, 2704 Brownsville Road, Pittsburgh, PA. Just here for seeking final approval for the subdivision plan. Subject to, like you said, we're still waiting for the only remaining items, planning modules, to be returned.
Any questions by the board? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
5-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.